Today, I will be talking to depressed people, anxious people, normal, everyday people who spend their lives battling a hidden illness that affects their normal, everyday lives. Allow me to welcome our guests. Welcome, Cris.
Hi, guys.
And I would also like to welcome back Colorado. Hey, Colorado.
How you guys doing?
So today, heavy episode. Definitely, I know Colorado and we've talked a lot about putting out some sort of content just about mental illness. I think originally it wasn't even a podcast. I think I told Colorado, like a lot of times, here's a little background on that. Anytime I have like creative ideas, he is my person that I just dump that shit on and I bounce things off of. And I think it originally started as a YouTube thing. I was going to do a YouTube series where I watch myself for 30 days and just chronic my issues with anxiety and depression and just do like a daily journal. And I just thought, since we have the podcast, that this was something that we could really get out faster and just I really like podcasting as a form of just getting ideas out, because if you're anything like me, definitely going for a drive, that helps me kind of calm down when I am in a bad mood, and finding something good to listen to on the radio or just something like learning something, that's definitely like, so I always wanted to have like, that's part of the reason why the podcast is a thing. But I wanted to be, long story short, I guess, I wanted to be very honest on this episode, as honest as like, I would hope to be, and transparent in front of like my audience. I do deal with anxiety and depression to the point that it is, I do take medication for it daily. And I just wanted to have a show where we just really talk about it and talk about the stigma, because it's not a thing that Black and brown people do. Just being very open about depression and anxiety. And in fact, it's a thing that almost every person that I talk to that is Black or brown, any of my Black or brown friends, it's crazy because it always, when I open up to them about my depression and anxiety, it's funny. They're always just like, oh no, me too. And I'm like, oh my God, when did you know? And they're like, we've always known. So like, my first question that I wanted to start, when I was writing the show, the title was Something is Wrong. And my first question that I think is just like a really powerful thing is, when did you guys realize, like, what was that line in the sand, where it's like, from this point on, I know that this thing is different. I know that something is about myself. You can't go back. It's hard fact that this is an issue. When did you guys did you have a moment like that? I know I did. Did you have a moment when you realized like, hey, I might be one of those people that is dealing with this? You might have to unmute yourselves.
I think I've had it several times. I had issues with it settling in. I think my first one when I was 16. I'm not really sure what happened. I do believe I lost a friend. He got hurt and so on and so forth. And I went through a very severe depression at 16. I was actually diagnosed with Zoloft, with severe depression, and had to take Zoloft, which was immediately taken away from me.
Like Zoloft is one of like the heavhier hitters like, that's crazy. They gave that to you as a teenager.
16. At 16, they gave me Zoloft. Of course, being Latino, Puerto Rican, mom took it away from me immediately. I think I took Zoloft for like a week, and that's about it. Probably my second realization, I think I was 21 when I decided to start drinking, and I started making very impulsive decisions, not what you would normally make. They say people usually say when you drink alcohol, you make bad decisions.
I want to backtrack a little bit. You said that when you took Zoloft for about a week and your mom took it from you. Like what was that all about? What was?
Because
you lost a friend.
Change.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
she didn't like the drastic change that happened because Zoloft is a very quick reactive medication to one's body. And I went from kind of peppy, I did the normal morning of a loss of a friend. I kind of went peppy and stuff like that. But then I started acting out in school because of the loss of my friend. So she went to go get me seen, and they're like, yeah, she's having a reaction towards losing a friend. So we're gonna, prescribe her Zoloft. In that week that she was, yes, let's do this. I'm gonna help my daughter. She saw the drastic, like I spiraled really down. I was just depressed.
So
I
it sounds
wouldn't
like
move.
she initially was open, to getting you help, which sounds like, so it sounds like she was concerned, that she initiated that and was open to like medication. But then, and that's one of the things that I definitely wanted to talk about on the show, was that like a lot of people seem to be open with taking medication, but then they hear the horror stories like, you're gonna be a zombie, and then they stop taking it, or they never take it. Because I know with me, I had a instance with anxiety, and I scared the shit out of everyone close to me, like both of you guys. Like, I have no problem like hiding it and saying it. Like, you two are very close to me, like in my personal life. And I actually had an instance where I ended up having to be hospitalized, and I know I scared the shit out of both of you. And I'm not gonna lie, I was there for like 5 fucking days and refused all of the medications they were trying to give me, just because I was like, bro, I don't want to be a zombie. I don't want to be the fucking Walking Dead around here. Like, that's how they get you. That's how they get your creativity. That's how they just get you like sleep all day and like able to like take over your mind. And then it was like 30 days after that, I remember like having a fucking panic attack and talking to like a doctor that I actually like trusted outside of crisis mode, like the one that I usually see getting my birth control. And well, he wasn't even like a doctor, like he wasn't even like a PhD. He was like like an RN at CVS giving me my birth control. And he was like, hey, you good? You're usually peppy and talking to me. Your eyes are all over the place. And I was like, yeah, I think my blood pressure's high. And he's like, just checked it. Might be having a panic attack. And I was like, a what now? A what now? And he was like, yeah, maybe you should do A, B, C, and D and handle that. And literally when he said panic attack, it was like that meme where it's like someone looking in the screen, like looking through that glass, and you see like all the math. I'm like sitting there like trying to figure shit out. And I remember like going on YouTube and just watching, like just typing in signs of panic attacks. And there are those videos that are like, welcome to panic attacks one-on-one, and that's what I watched for like a week straight. And I was like, oh shit, I think I have panic attacks. And when I finally got in front of my psychiatrist, he got me medication. And literally for the first week, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't a zombie, but I wasn't like myself either. I literally was just like, yeah, I'm driving to work today. And then like by the second week, I started feeling like myself. Like I just was feeling good. And I was like, whoa. And I think that's the thing that we miss, like going back to your story with your mom. Sometimes we freak out about that adjustment period to the medication with your body, that we just try to stop it right away instead of giving our bodies time to adjust like over time. Because I don't think that anxiety and antidepressants, because they're a particular medication, I believe that they're called SRSIs, and they help you with serotonin. They give you a little more serotonin in your brain, because anxiety, like depression, that's just, you don't have enough fucking serotonin, like the happy chemical, and they help boost your levels up depending on the dosage that you're taking. But to keep it stable, you have to take it for an extended period of time. And that's why they tell people too, like if you're on an antidepressant, you have to ask your doctor before stopping taking it, because you can't just like be having these levels in your brain and then all of a sudden you're just like, fuck it, I'm not going to take the medication anymore. And so that kind of leads to my next question. Like when your mom was like, fuck it, taking you off the Zoloft, how did you feel being on Zoloft for like a week and then all of a sudden not on Zoloft? Do you remember?
That led me to again, it was, I consider it a more severe spiraling because I went the fuck out, as in I ended up being in school suspension for a year. because I just
A
didn't feel
year?
right.
Oh
Yes,
my
a year. My
God.
principal had no problem. He said, I care about you, but you're acting out. I don't want to expel you. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna keep you in school suspension for a year because you're losing yourself. You're
So
losing yourself. You're acting out. It was a lot.
so they gave you even more isolation,
Yeah.
instead of being like, hey, and that's crazy. So and this was what, like, I don't want to like reveal too much of, your age or anything like that, but this was like before, I feel like, from what, I'm not in high school anymore, of course, but I feel like from me working very close to the school system and talking to a lot of people that have kids and being around kids, it seems like from the time that we were in high school to now, and it wasn't that long, guys, but it seems like it is a little more trauma based. Like, I know I've definitely, when I say trauma based, teachers seem to be a little more empathetic to kids that are struggling. Like, because I remember back in the day, they would be quick to just be like, go to special ed, I'm not dealing with this. Or they'd be very quick to be like, here's an F, here's another F, here's another F, and not even try to help
Figure out
you.
why they getting
Yeah.
that.
Man.
Yeah. I feel like now teachers are more so like, especially since COVID, where it's like literally like COVID had no, it didn't, COVID was the equalizer, right? It literally was, it was like, it wasn't one of those things in America that only affects poor people. It wasn't that thing that only affect Black people. Everyone was fucking dying from COVID. Yes, of course, the science comes out where unfortunately minorities were disproportionately affected by that shit, just like every other bad thing in the world. But I especially know that since COVID, schools have been a little more trauma based with their approach. They seem to have like a lot more resources with like helping challenging behaviors and having resources with parents. It's very quick to like, there's a process with helping a kid out instead of just kicking them out and putting them in a different class, or like even when there are challenging behaviors, trying to like get some counseling and things like that. It seems like a little different than like what they did to you in school suspension for a year. So when
I
you
mean,
were,
I would say I think by the when we were in school, like you said, COVID was the equalizer. So I think a lot of teachers had a lot of time in their hands and maybe actually took initiative. They knew that this isolation from kids not being able to see their friends, people not being able to do what they normally do. Hey, they took the time. They knew this was going to affect the human mind. You know what I mean? Because we can only stay isolated but so long. You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
We need association with each other, especially the babies. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm assuming like when back in the day when I was in high school, mental diseases are still being studied
Yeah.
aggressive every day, and something new is always popping up. So, a lot of these teachers are catching up. And maybe when I was in school, they didn't really know what I was going on. They were probably just like, oh, she's just being a badass kid.
Yeah, and that's like another side of it too, because when you're a high school kid, when you're a teenager, it's a little bit of coolness added to that angst, right? It's like you can be a cool kid, but if you kind of have that little like, um oh shit, there's an echo on me. Is it
Oh,
gone? I think it's
yeah.
gone. Oh, sorry. I think like with being a teenager, I think part of the thing that stops us from getting so much help as a teenager, because like sometimes teenagers can fake it, like, oh, I'm so sad, oh, I'm so cool type shit. And so it's hard to tell which kid really is dealing with something and which kid is just trying to be like, you know, cool or sad, or what I'm trying to say, like being angsty. um
Right. No, yeah. Like being depressed and emo was kind of a phase and like a thing
Yeah,
for
when
some
we were a
people.
kid, like I remember like Lil Wayne, like I had a poster of Lil Wayne where he like, do y'all remember this like poster where he had his hand over his mouth and then he had like the gun to his head he was doing with his fingers?
Hell
Like
yeah.
that was like the cool thing to be like, oh, I'm so sad, but like fuck the world. Pick the world up and I'm gonna drop it on your fucking head. Remember around like it was cool to be like fucking sad. Like Dwayne, so like when did you realize like something was going on?
Uh in 2017, I got diagnosed with anxiety and depression.
Okay.
And they were giving me medication. And the crazy thing about me saying that is, what is it, 2022 now? In 2021, I was doing my VA disability shit, and I was, Jermaine was helping me. Well, my friend was helping me.
Yeah.
Mutual friend, we both know Jermaine, and he filed for like my PTSD and stuff. And during my appointment, one of my doctors, because with military shit, they can go all the way back to like as soon as you start getting your first shot. You know what I'm saying? If your military record go back. So it was like, yeah, in 2017, they was giving you depression and anxiety medication, and I don't remember even taking that shit. And when I sit back and think about it, I kind of like made myself forget the whole 2016 and 2017 year. But I know what was going on around that time. That was the time I got out the military, and I found out that my wife and my baby mother was cheating on me and a bunch of shit. And a lot of things that were going on with me around the time were things that I didn't think would ever happen to me. You know what I'm saying? Like as a person, like, yeah, the person I marry is never going to cheat on me. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm always going to be with the person I plan to marry. You know what I'm saying? Like little things like that.
So like when you were taking the medication, so that's like kind of a complete different thing, because there's no way for you to like what I heard, what I'm hearing is like you went through shit that was so traumatic, instead of like where Chris started acting out and drinking and partying and being a badass, you were just like, instead of working through the issue with the help of the medication, like you just shoved it down and somehow was on autopilot for like 2 fucking years. Is that accurate?
Yes, to the point where it's like, you've seen how much I've changed since high school.
Yeah.
And a lot of that change actually came out of me getting out of the military and after 2017.
And so 2017 was your line in the sand moment. That was your moment where you were just like, something is not right.
Wrong. Yes.
Oh.
Since then, I've been keeping track of like my mental state, how shit's been like.
But there's like
before,
a whole
I didn't
gap
know what
in
an
your
anxiety
memory
attack was, but
yeah.
I can say like, okay, like I would say maybe like a year and a half ago, I'm like, bro, like it doesn't matter what fucking deodorant I get, for some reason, like I always my armpits start sweating. My armpits start sweating. And I can go all day, not all day, I can go like 6 hours and do like hard labor and my armpits won't sweat. But as soon as I have an anxiety attack, my armpits sweat.
And I just that made me just think of like, you ever see that commercial and they're like, people can use shit that people are going through to market and sell shit to you. You ever see that deodorant commercial and they're like, there's regular sweat and then there's stress sweat. Buy our shit and we'll block the stress sweat. And whole time you're thinking like, maybe I just need new deodorant, and no, because that's how like, we try to, before we try to actually get like the help, it's like trying to solve a problem that you don't even know the question, you just know shit is off, So that was like a physical thing where you were just like, noted. Anytime you get like sweaty.
Yes. Yeah, hell yeah. Like as soon as my armpits start sweating, like now, what happened? When I go to my VA appointments, armpit sweat. As soon as I go to work, as soon as I walk in the building for like the first 15 minutes, my armpits are sweating. There's nothing I can do about it.
What's going on in your mind? So like physically, you're feeling like sweaty, but what's going on in your mind? Because there has to be like, it seems like, it has to be something that could trigger it. Like, because it's not just like
so since 2021, when I started doing my VA claims, I've been actively trying to seek help for my anxiety and my depression. So now I'm starting to like actually monitor like what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? So when I walk into work, even though I'm walking into work I'm walking into work thinking about every fucking problem I have and how like the money I'm about to make really isn't about to fucking help. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's
So
just
like it
like,
just starts
oh.
until I break that chain of thought, I'm going to like just till I start socializing with everybody, I'm just gonna have a fucking anxiety attack.
I know with myself, I know my line in the sand moment happened. I've had a couple of moments like that through my life, but I had a very sad childhood, and it's like, and I don't mean sad in a way that like I had Christmases, I had a bunch of shit, like, you know, I wasn't like, I didn't know that we were like poor, you know, growing up. Like I wasn't poor like in rap songs poor, but I was poor where it was like we're eating all of the leftovers. Like niggas didn't throw food away, you know. We were poor in a way where it was just like, hey, you better take care of your shoes because you're only getting 2 pairs of shoes a year type shit. You know, if you have like a sibling, you're on a fixed income. Like my family was poor in a way that I remember growing up never eating seafood, like never. Like shrimp was just like something that, you know, if it wasn't ground beef or chicken, that was not the thing. And like my parents would be like, pick one snack at the grocery store, and if you eat it up, it's gone into the next. Like we were like that, you know. And we weren't the kids that had like Jordans and shit, but we were the kids that were wearing like Converse, like you know, we were wearing like Chucks and shit, which is still like name brand. Like we didn't have to be forced in no Shacks or no shit. But like, am I gonna lie? Did I get teased for having a lot of shoes from Payless? Because remember, that was like a thing. If you went to like a black and brown school, like the niggas in the Jordans and shit, they're like, oh, you got Payless shoes. Like that was definitely, you know, I'm like, damn, you know. But I know I had a sad childhood, like because unlike a lot of all my friends, but mostly all of my friends around me, their parents were divorced, but all of them lived with their mom. Their mom was the single mom. But me, I lived with my dad. My mom was the one that walked out on me. And what was really hard with that is because kids are fucking cruel, you know, kids like, you know, these kids don't have no fucking dads, but they're just like, damn, you ain't got no mama. Like that was, so it was like, not only was I able to be like teased for not having 2 parents in the house, but now I'm teased because I just live with my fucking dad. And I remember there was a time in 4th grade where our teacher was trying to do this diversity thing to show we're all different and we're all united, but it kind of backfired and singled me out in a way because I remember she was like, stand up if you have both parents in the house. And you know, some kids stand up if you have if you live with a grandparent. And you know, some kids stand up if you live with just your mom, stand up if you live with just your dad. And it was just me. And I remember like a couple of girls like snickering, and I kind of just felt like like I'm a fucking weirdo, like, you know. And that was kind of like an ongoing thing where I didn't understand it, you know, being a girl growing up. A part of the reason why I feel like I I like the shit that I like that is very much so boy shit, you know, because I was raised with just my dad. And there were a couple of times with my parents' divorce where it got very messy, and messy in a way that it was like psychologically weird for a small kid. Like there were times where like since my mom left, she would just like leave. No one would see or hear from her for like a month. Then all of a sudden I'm sitting in class and she would show up to my classroom, and I'd be like, what? And she would like take me out of school and we'd be like driving away, you know, and then like all of a sudden I know like police and my dad are showing up to this motel room, you know, that we're just randomly at. Like she just took me from school, like shit. Like, and then mind you, I'm just like, you know, I'm just a kid and I'm like, dang, I had ice cream today. I'm chilling with my mom. I had a free day out of school, not knowing I was fucking kidnapped, you know. Like, so shit like that. And then mind you, like the police are showing up, you're seeing your mom getting like yelled at it, like, and I'm in the middle of that shit. A lot of shit like that happened when I was a kid. And I didn't realize like that it was so much just like you, how you said that there are parts of your life that are like black that just you just don't remember. um that happens. I don't know what that is, where your brain just kind of goes into like survival mode and it's just like, hey, we're gonna put this in some file somewhere, you know. And I just I know the point where I decided that I needed to get help. I didn't even decide it for myself. I you know, and I was struggling whether I was going to tell this story or not. I'll tell part of it. I'm not going to tell the whole thing. But I think it's important, like, you know, because if someday MJ deals with the same thing, because I am a parent, I would want him to know. And I'm going to leave out a lot of the parts, just, you know, but there's a point in time where I went 3 days without sleeping, just 3 fucking days without sleeping. And it was because I was, yeah, it was a panic attack. I got into an argument with the guy that I was dealing with, and we like always argued, but I found out that he was dealing with another woman, and it was just devastating for me because we've dealt with that thing, you know, before. And I thought, like, you know, that it was finally over. And then, like, I ended up seeing some shit that I shouldn't have seen. And it kind of like, it was just on my mind, on my mind, on my mind. And, you know, I tried to sleep and I just couldn't sleep. And so, like, you know, the first night, I was like, you know, I stayed up all night watching like Bob's Burgers and shit. And then I ended up driving down to hang out with you, Colorado. And, you know, and mind you, by the time I see Colorado, I'm on day 2 with no sleep, you know? And then like, I think you ended up getting into it with one of your friends, and then like the environment that I was escaping to became fucking hostile. Like you started, because you know I just showed up with my issues, and that had to be like a burden on you, because like I put you in a position to like try to help me out, and then you had your own shit going on. And then it got to a point where I'm just like, I need to drive back home. And so it's like the middle of the night, ends up staying up all night again. This is day 2, and I drive home. And by the time I drive home, I continued the argument with that guy. And I saw some more evidence of him and this other woman. And I just started like drinking like shit. Like I was just like, I need to go to sleep. You know, I'm just like drinking and drinking. And for those of you that don't know, I have fake boobs, and I have a shit ton of medication just because it's still painful. I went from an A to a double D. And to this day, I'm like a year post-op and I still have a lot of pain, like just with my boobs. And I had a tummy tuck and like lipo and all that too. And so I'm drinking and I'm just like, did I take my medication for my boobs? My boobs hurt. I haven't slept. My body hurts. Mind you, I drove all across like Virginia in like 48 hours. So I'm all stiff. And I know I'm high as shit at this point in time. I'm high. I end up calling, I end up getting on my phone and I'm high and drunk, and I type in, I'm crying because of this like guy and shit. And I type in my phone, I feel lonely. And then it was like, do you need someone to talk to? Call this number. And I called it, and it was like, hey, suicide hotline, how can we help you? And so I hang up and I call my mom. And my mom was like, are you drunk? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I accidentally called the suicide hotline. And she was like, what? What is going on? And I'm like, haven't slept in 2 days, but gang, you know? And she's just like, oh, fucking K. What medication did you take? This, and this. And she's like, stay on the phone with me. Mind you, I'm on the phone with her. And I'm like, and she's like, Ashley, what did you take? Read what you took. And I was just like, I don't know what I took, because you took some of my pills and put them in a fucking Zysol bottle. I think I took Claritin. I don't know at this point. Mind you, it's just fucking pandemonium. And all of this is happening at 8:50 in the morning on a Sunday, just insane. And I remember just my mom being like, I'm on the way. And I'm like, okay. And not putting in my mind, like, because I'm drunk and high, not thinking like, oh, I just passed the point of no return with my bullshit. And like, I remember, and this is how fucked up I was. I decided to lay down on the floor in front of my door. And I just like was like, I'm gonna take a little nap right here. And all of a sudden I see the blue and red lights coming up, like reflecting across my room. And then I hear like a bang on my door. And then there's just like ambulance like in there. And they're like, hey, How's it going? Do you take some pills? Uh-huh. What did you take? And I was like, I don't know. Then I see a police officer like in the corner trying to dip off. And he was like, hey, don't want to scare you. I'm just here. I was like, oh, no, no. I know why you're here. I've watched enough Netflix documentaries to know that this is the part where I get framed for murder. Like, this is the part where the Black person in the small town gets falsely accused. And now I'm going to be definitely guilty. And then, like, they literally, I'm trying to make them laugh. I'm saying all this shit. And the looks on their faces are just like, God sees her, like, no bullshit. And like, they're like sick of my shit. And the guy goes, hey, we can do this the easy way or we can do this the hard way. Which way do you want to do it? And I was just like, being that you're coming into my apartment, and mind you, now I'm trying to be an asshole. They're like, you seem very drunk. And I was like, is that a crime? Am I behind the wheel? They're like, let's go. Let's fucking go. And so I get to the ambulance, right? I'm high as shit. And then someone triggers the shit out of me. They go, you're a mommy, huh? What would your son think? And I just bust out crying. Yeah, I was so fucking mad about that. And the lady in the ambulance goes, well, what do you have to be sad about? And I was like, are you new here? What kind of fucking question is that? Like, where the fuck is happiness? Let me know where that shit is. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm pretty sure you can afford an ambulance ride that you're on right now if the tables are turned, bitch. Like, you know? And so I get to the fucking like hospital, and then I realize as I'm in the emergency room, this is not a normal emergency room stay, because they start taking a bunch of the shit out of the hospital. Like, they start taking a bunch of the shit out of the room. They're just like, yeah, so you're on suicide watch. And I was like, what? They were like, yeah, because you could kill yourself with stuff in here. And I'm like, okay, so you took out gloves, a box of gloves and hand sanitizer, but I have a 3-foot iPhone charging cord that I could definitely use. I couldn't even finish that sentence and they took it out of my hand. Like, so that led to me being hospitalized for a couple of days. And when I was there at that place, I felt like I was stuck inside of like a fucking weird ass episode of Seinfeld because I knew that I dealt with anxiety and like, but I didn't know that what I experienced that day and not sleeping was a panic attack. And it led me to snowball and it created a thing. I don't think I've ever been suicidal. I think one thing that I think, and I just want to be careful like with how I say this, because there are people that are. I think that just naturally as humans, we always think about death. And I just think we always think about our own deaths. You know, I think about it all the time, how I'll die just out of natural curiosity, you know, just out of natural fucking curiosity. But with that being said, that was a moment for me that I was like, I need to get more help than what I'm getting. Because, you know, a lot of times with Black and brown people, we're told to hustle hard. The only way to get out of your situation is to make some more money, because then you ain't gonna cry in a Benz, but joke's on you. You will cry in a Benz too. I wanted to talk more about too with you guys, about like physical effects that you guys experience when you're dealing with your shit. If there's just someone else out there that is dealing with something, because like, you know, before I actually had an issue that was bad enough to get me hospitalized, I thought that it was just kind of normal, some of the shit that I was dealing with, you know. But like, for instance, when I'm about to have a panic attack, I start shaking. Like, I'll start shaking. Like, I'll be like, and I used to think that it was just me being mad, like, you know, but my hands will like shake. Like, that's like the first sign. And I'll like kind of catch myself and I'm like holding my breath. And what are some things like with you that you start like noticing? Like, because I know another thing with me is sleep. If I can't go to sleep, if I can't fall asleep, I think it might be like, you know, the earthquake is coming. What is it like with you guys?
Just like you, sleep is one. when I know that I'm like having a mental crisis, I am restless. I will stay up. Another is isolation.
You'll just like not want to see
I
anyone.
am extremely antisocial. I try to be as social as I possibly can. I'm actually surprised I'm on here right now. As I'm really antisocial. Overeating.
Yeah, that's like a
That's
big one.
definitely- that is a big one. Depression does lead to people being obese because they find joy in food. You know what I mean? They find comfort in food, so they eat and they eat and they eat until one day you get in the physical and the doctor says, "Hey, you're obese and you're gonna die." 'cause
Well,
you're
I think
eating
that's like a cultural thing too, being raised as Black and brown people, because we're the type of with us culturally, a lot of us came from being minorities, came from poverty. Like, you know, like when our parents were younger, we came from poverty. So like the big holidays, like when our parents were growing up, they will tell you we didn't get shit for Christmas, but they all had food. That was the thing. We celebrated with food. And so a lot of times when you think about it, Black and brown people, we reward people with food. We'd be like, I'll make you a cake. We're going to do this. First thing that I loved doing as a kid was, you know, you do something and they're like, we're going out. Huh?
No, go ahead.
Like my parents, one thing they did was they take you out to eat. That's like the thing. And so I wonder if that's a thing culturally with like Black and brown people, that like what could lead to us being more likely to eat, because maybe us being raised like that, food and dinner, and you know, that's our happy place. We don't cook like our parents did back in the day, like, you know, with Sunday dinners and type shit. But one thing our generation does, our form of Sunday dinner is let's go to brunch, let's go out to eat, like, you know. And maybe that's like something that we've learned, like, you know. And it's probably like not. What do you think about that shit?
It's accurate.
Yeah,
It's
like,
accurate. I mean, do you remember when you're like so sad when you were a child and your parents, they treat you to ice cream? Do you want ice cream? Does it make your sadness go away? Like, no, I want you to talk to me.
And I was
Tell
one of
me
those.
Everything's gonna be okay.
I was one of those kids, like me having the best day ever as a kid. Like the first part was like, yeah, I got something like a toy. But the top it all off was like if I got to eat something good as hell.
Boom.
You know,
it had to be sweet too. It had to be sweet.
Right.
Okay?
Like even with Thanksgiving, like I think when I was a kid, no bullshit, like Thanksgiving was just like Christmas without the presents, because I loved it just as much because Christmas was like Thanksgiving with presents, because you're like, damn, we get this big ass meal.
This is either the deep fried turkey with Texas Pete or the penne. I'm just saying.
Right.
That's my happy place. I need to stop though.
Yeah.
But those are when it comes to physical, those are that's what I noticed. I've actually learned I used to consider myself an alcoholic. When I would come home, I drink a lot. I used to be able to clear at least a bottle and a half of wine.
I think your mic is a little covered.
Oh,
how your phone is moving. You see if you can reposition your phone a little bit. Are you on your phone or you're on your laptop?
Laptop.
Yeah, reposition it a little bit. I think it's some feedback. Oh. Sorry. Say something.
Let me get closer.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
All right,
okay. Tell me a little more about that, because like I drink. I do. I don't drink as much as, you know, look, I can't drink. I'm scared to drink, like just from what happened that day. But I was the type of person that I would drink just to take the edge off, you know. But how I drink, I'm not one of those people that will like, I'll have a beer or two. But if I'm drinking like liquor, I'm just like drinking it out the bottle. And then that like but for me, I can't get drunk by myself because I'll end up sad. And then I'll end up texting everyone in my life like angry shit. Like if I'm by myself, like it's different if like I drink, if like I'm feeling sad and I'm like, hey, come over to my house and we got a bottle. That's a different type of vibe than if I'm having a panic attack or some shit and I'm drinking in my house by myself. Cause then I'll just be in there and I'm listening to like rock and roll and angry shit. Like has drinking like helped or harmed you?
It definitely harmed me for sure. That's why I don't even drink today. I think the last time I actually had a drink, I want to say it was early last year, along with it's been now a year and a half since I stopped smoking cigarettes. Yes, I am vaping,
Congratulations.
so but the drinking did not help. I used to come home after work and I didn't even have a bad day at work. It was just a normal day, and it was just by habit. I go to the cabinet, put a couple rocks in my glass, and pour some tequila or whiskey in there and just down it real quick like it's nothing. If it was wine, hell, there was times where I got the extendo straw and just put the straw in the bottle and that's it.
Oh,
Oh, it was bad, but it's just like it was just out of habit. But it was just, it didn't really even have to do with the day. It's just my mind was wandering and I was remembering traumatic things and I wanted to go away. So drinking, or even when I used to smoke weed all the time, it would just make everything go away.
yeah, like
And that
part
time being.
there was a point in time where I was doing drugs, and I say drugs, and when I say doing drugs, I'm not talking about just like smoking weed. I'm talking about like
we talk about
I wasn't like shooting up or anything or like snorting coke, but there was a point in time where I was smoking weed. Well, I would like on the weekend. This was like, oh my God, I hope my parents never listen to this shit. But I just want to be open about like where I am now with my mental health and what I'm doing. And so the no judgments on how we got here, right? No judgments. And
No judgments at
yeah,
all.
yeah. Cause like, look, I follow most of y'all back on Instagram. You don't get to judge me. Y'all don't get to fucking judge me, okay? But what I used to do, I used to like go to work, and I had a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. I never work jobs where I have to work on the weekend. If I work a weekend job, that is a job where it has to be like Uber or something. I have to be my own boss because I love having my weekends free. But what I used to do on Fridays, I used to drop 2 tabs of acid at like 7 p.m. And then I would have a tray 5 of weed, and I would roll up all of my weed. And so, like a tray 5 is like 4 or 5. And but when I would not drink, when I would drop acid, I would clean my apartment, drop acid by myself, like just be tripping. And I would like have like a notebook, because I'm a creative. I have like a lot of ideas, or I would have paints ready, and just like even like record myself and things like that. And I would like smoke a lot of weed, because sometimes like my trip would be too heavy. And so like weed would kind of bring me back down. And I would literally do that. And like, I don't know if anyone is familiar with like dropping acid, like going on a trip, that when you do that, the whole next day you have to go to sleep. Like, because you can't just like the next day be like, I'm not tripping anymore. I'm not high. I'm going to go to the store. No, because your mind is literally like readjusting to society. And I was literally doing that. That was for like a good 6-month span. I was doing that. And that was like covering up a lot of the shit that I had tucked down, with like my mental health. And there was one time where I actually had a really, really bad trip where I thought that my mom was in my apartment. And like, I didn't like hallucinate her or anything. I just like felt like I was connecting to her, and she was disappointed in me. And no bullshit, that was the last time I've ever dropped acid, because I was just like, I need to get some motherfucking help, And it's funny when you're around culturally, different people that we hang out with, you have to be careful on self-medicating, because like you were saying, like drinking was a way that really helped you. For a while, I thought dropping acid and smoking weed was really helpful to me, because like, weed is like a very much so like party thing. I've created a lot of relationships off of like a joint. It's a lot of people that are in my life right now, and it started because we both smoked weed. So in a lot of ways, yeah, it has helped me. But as far as like that isolation piece that you were talking about, and that like weed and shit like that, it'll like temporarily make you feel good. It's still like, and then sometimes too, I found it allowed me to keep relationships a lot longer than I needed to keep them. Because like when you're dealing with anxiety, or you're dealing with, like me, for a long time, the baggage that I was carrying was abandonment, fear of abandonment. I was abandoned by my mother, and she would show up and then leave and show up and leave. And there would be times where, yeah. And there were times where I would, like have a J and like have a really, you ever like smoke a J like with a friend and you just have a really, really good conversation. You're just vibing and you're like, I fuck with this person, but the whole time.
I don't remember how my conversations.
Yeah. But then like the whole time though, no, but there's been times where you're just like, yeah, I just really fuck with you. You could be talking about like, there's times where you smoke weed with people. Like you could know someone from work, but then you start smoking and you'd be like, young, you ever think about aliens and shit? Yeah, you ever think about aliens and they'll be like, yeah, no, I watch anime. You find out you have so much in common. I feel like, yes, that like kind of leads us to bond. But then the whole time you're not realizing that that person actually isn't good for your life. Yeah. And we only find out that shit later when you do things like cut off alcohol, stop drinking, stop smoking. And I guess like the next question that I was going to ask was that, I know with me, what do you think about it, Colorado, before we shift gears?
First of all, I'm not here to seek no type of help from nobody when I say what I'm about to say. Just letting everybody know I drink every day. I smoke cigarettes and I smoke weed because, one, I know I'm depressed. I know that. I know I have anxiety attacks. I know I'm depressed. But some people are in situations where they can't kind of let their just depression just go unruly. So like right now, I never go without weed. I always got a bottle of liquor and I always got beer on me, because when I do have time to myself, and I got a lot of time to myself because I don't sleep, I get like 3 hours of sleep a day. And that 3 hour comes after I crash from smoking or drinking enough. Like, what you gonna do when you in a situation where if you get, so like my depression mainly surfaces in the form of anger. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in a situation where I got to rely on people. And if I get angry and I spaz on them, I'm without help. And if I don't get help, I'm just stuck in a situation, more of a situation that I'm already in. So a lot of the times I feel like I'm literally sedating myself.
So you know what I'm spaz saying? Out on people?
Right.
Do you think it's helping or hurting you? How you're dealing with it now?
Currently, it's helping. I'm good. Like, yeah. I don't know what it, like the physical toll is going to take on my body on the back end, but right now, currently, me just.
It sounds like you know that it's hurting you.
I'm saying a lot of the Black and brown community have problems that they don't necessarily deal with. So when I'm dealing with my problems and the people around me aren't dealing with their problems, that kind of creates a problem within itself. You know what I'm saying? So like when a person is spazzing on me and I can clearly see that they're angry and they're depressed, what should I do? Should I spaz back because I'm angry or depressed? Or should I just shut the fuck up and go take a shot? Is that helping or hurting me? Spazzing on them. Just releasing my anger, which I know I should do in positive ways, but in that current situation, my anger being released is not going to be positive. I know that. And you know what I'm saying? So it's a temporary solution, but knowing that I am actively seeking a better solution, I'm saying it's helpful for me.
Yeah.
Just being a Black man. I don't like, that's why I'm saying, like, I know there's people out there who are going through similar situations. And that's why I said, I'm not like me saying that I'm not like, it's not a cry for help because I already did my cry for help. You know what I'm saying? To an actual doctor and shit like that. So
yeah,
that's how I know that's why I say I know I have a problem. I confidently say that. You know what I'm saying?
I think one thing that has helped me, like, in some situations that I've been in that you are kind of describing, like, say, for instance, like, if I'm at my house with someone and we start to argue, I think the old me, pre MJ, pre mom me, would have definitely been like, I'm gonna drink. But like now, just because I know how amped up and stupid I get on alcohol, I try to communicate with them. But one of the things that I do that probably isn't helpful either is not in a way that I isolate myself. I kick people out of my life. Like it's not like whereas Chris, will go ghost for a couple of weeks and who knows, like there are times where I like text Chris, I'm always like checking on you, checking on you, checking on you. And she's always like, bitch, and has this whole story of shit that has happened in the whole month that
Even
we
now,
haven't
you
talked.
would walk to my apartment and be like,
Yeah. Hey, what's going on? And
get
it'd
out the
be like
house.
8 a.m. Right. If it's one thing about me, I am going to wake y'all up. Like they're like a lot. I am up at 5 o'clock. If I wait to start talking to people. Like, and I know you two, for example, will be like, it'll be like 8:30 and y'all will be like, hey, good morning. Hey, hello. And I'll be like whole time like, hey, so mind you, I've been up for like 4 fucking hours already by 8
Man,
a.m. But like
I
one
even
thing
have my coffee yet. She hyped up.
one thing that I do spaz on people. Like whereas Dwayne, you said that you won't spaz on people, I will spaz on people and let them know that like I will definitely say like, hey, this is the last time you get to talk to me. Fuck you, I'm leaving. And it like that's like my toxic trait is just like cutting fucking people off. Like just and I'll just do that. And then like the whole time I'll be like mad and it'll create my own cycle of like loneliness that I won't get out of, like whereas you kind of create a cycle of like pacifying your anger and then hanging out with people that make you angry and then drinking so you don't get angry. I'll like I'll cut people out that piss me off and I'll be like, oh, I'm lonely. And then I'll invite these people back in. And then it's just like whole time I need to like work on myself. And like, when people say work on yourself, I think like we want someone to tell us how to do that, but we have to like really start figuring out what that means for us. Like, I cannot tell you, Dwayne, how to work on yourself, how to fix your own shit. And that's what I loved about the statement that you just made. Like, I'm not looking for help. I know what I need to do. I'm drinking, and I'm doing this, but I also have a plan on when I'm not going to be doing this shit. I feel like there is someone that's going to be listening to this show and they've probably heard 1,000 times people be like, work on yourself, but you don't know what that means. And just kind of shifting into our next phase of this conversation is like what motivates you or what has motivated you to decide to get help. And I know the one thing that motivated me, number one, like that to stop smoking weed and doing drugs or even just like self-medicating was me being a mom. Like, me just really trying to be a good parent and not even wanting to like when you have a kid on earth, it's not that you try to like act like you have everything together. I think there's a part of you as a parent, I know for me, and I don't want to speak for anyone, where I don't try to take unnecessary risks, where I don't try to like even be in a position where I have to take care of my kid drunk, like or to be like very super high and say my kid has to go to the emergency room and I'm like, fuck, I can't drive right now, like, so I think that's like something like, have you, and I know that's one thing that kind of bothers me about like some parents, like you ever be like around people that have kids and they're just getting like very fucked up and shit faced and you're just thinking in the back of your head just like, hey, who's watching the baby right now? Baby's crying. Did you hear the oven just turn on? No, like no bullshit. There are ratchet ass people that do that shit. Like you ever go to someone's house to get fucked up, they'll be like, yeah, come over, let's get fucked up, and their kids are up and it's like 11:30 and you're just like, Okay. Guess I'm gonna roll my weed over here next to their Coco Melon doll. Like, you know, like what motivates, I know with me, and like clearly being a parent does not motivate people to better themselves because we all know shitty parents. But what motivates you? Like for me, it's my kid. It's for me being a parent. What are some things, and it doesn't have to just be one thing, but what are some things that do just motivate you to get some, to kind of get out of, and I guess another thing too for me to just get out of it is I don't feel good a lot. It sucks feeling like I have to cry and I don't know why I feel like that sometimes, like, or you can have something really good happen to you and then you just think like that was too easy. Yeah, that was too easy. Like, it's no way they're letting me drive off the lot with this bitch. What, I got the job? They're gonna call me and be like, we checked your references, bitch. You're found out. You're going to jail. Like, like, what is something that motivates you to just like try to like get a handle on this like mental health shit, or at least explore it? Or maybe there is.
I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna have similar responses. As you already know, my little girl is my sole inspiration because, like I said, dealing, and as you already know, I have some mental diseases myself, and having to deal with that in parenting is difficult. But my baby, she kind of grounds me. She's like my medication in itself. You know what I mean? And because, as we all know, some medical diseases are genetic or hereditary and can pass on to the child, which, for me, I have noticed some signs of mine in my daughter. So I know I need to ground myself because in the end of the day, I'm her mirror. She's going to act like mommy.
So what is a warning sign that you've noticed in your daughter? How old is she, and what is something that you use? How did you find out that she's dealing with something that?
Well, my daughter's 5. She'll be 6 in August. And she has a very hard time regulating her emotions. She goes from 0 to 100 very, very fast at her age.
And you say that she's like you?
Very. I think, as a childhood, okay, I found out I want to say it was between 23 to 25 before, like right before my daughter was born, I was helping my mother move some things and I found a box of files. And in that file was a nice thick green file that had my name on it. And right next to it said anger management. And I was in anger management classes from the age of 8 to 12 years old.
Do you remember being in anger management?
No, I don't. I have no recollection.
You in Colorado have the same
I have no recollection at all. I looked at my mother like, excuse me, is this something you wanted to tell me?
So you just suppressed it. I've read studies like, so before when I was writing this episode of the podcast, I have spent like the last couple of weeks just reading a lot of scientific journals, and they say that that's like suppressing emotions. And they say like your brain does that to protect you. Because they know that for you to function day to day, you cannot live in that trauma in your mind, so you push it down and you're able to survive, because it's
right.
Like,
so yeah. like you were saying, like, I know what happened in 2016 and 2017, and I know in 2022, the main thing people are saying is you need to have the best platonic relationship you can with your baby mother for the sake of your child. In order for me to do that, we are not going to talk about what happened in 2016 or 2017.
Oh.
So in my mind, like, that's.
So you were just fucked. So you were just like, okay, you just had to cut it. You know what's crazy? I had a situation like that happen with me. When MJ was born, I had postpartum depression, which went unmedicated. Like, it went untreated. I knew what was crazy. Like, I'm pretty smart. Like, and I'm not saying people that deal with it aren't. Before I had MJ, I was pretty well versed and researched up on postpartum depression. And I knew that my mother dealt with postpartum depression. But when I was going through it, I just was so tired of the hospital and talking to people, like I was just like, and I had to go to work when my kid was 3 weeks old. I literally was just like, I have to make money. I don't have time to schedule a doctor's appointment, wait to be seen, wait to do this, and this. And I just decided I didn't make it a priority to deal with my depression. And looking back, I really regret that I did not make that a priority, because like you guys, I don't remember my baby his whole first year. I don't remember that. I have like 5 pictures that I was on so much autopilot. You know how some people, when they have a baby, you look at those bitches on Facebook, you're like, damn, I see the kid just as much as you do. Every day we see him pictures of your fucking baby. I had like 5 pictures of my kid. And it wasn't that I wasn't proud of him, or it wasn't that I was spending time with him. It was very hard for me to connect to him when he was born. When he was born, you know how like some moms, as soon as they hold their baby for the first time, they start crying and shit. That didn't happen. Like I was holding him and I was like, he's here. Cool. Yes. Like I was happy, but I wasn't just like, oh my God, look. Like, I was looking at him and I was just like, huh. Like I wasn't even too focused on like what he looked like, some people are like, he has your nose. I was just like, yeah, he kind of looks like how I thought he would look, like, and it was just like, okay, when am I leaving the hospital type shit? And it was one day and I was super embarrassed because the relationship that I had with his dad was very competitive in a way. When we had the baby, it was a thing of who is more tired in the house. That was the thing. So it was like, I've been with the baby all day, therefore you cook dinner. It was a lot of tit for tat going on just to keep the household running. And because of that, that allowed me to not really speak up when, he would have the baby all day. I would come home from work, literally did not want to be around the baby, just like, but I'm like, let me hold my kid. I'll take over. And now I'm just sitting there just like, like there was one point in time he went out with one of his friends. And who knows what the fuck they did. They're probably rapping in the car, parked in the parking lot, smoking and shit. And I just remembered the baby wouldn't go to sleep. He was doing one of those things. You ever lay your baby down, and as soon as you walk away, they're just like, and I'm just like, okay. And he just wouldn't go to sleep. And I remember like putting him in the bassinet and just walking away and closing the door and sitting down in the bathroom and just crying and just being like, what the fuck is my life right now? Like, I remember just like hands in my head, crouched down, my baby. Now at this point, it's been a minute, screaming. And now like, he's just disrespected me now because he's just like screaming like someone is stabbing him. Like literally someone could have knocked on my door at that time. Like, hey, excuse me, ma'am, are you stabbing your baby? I would have been like, no. Well, can you? Because he's really fucking crying, And I was just like, hands in my head, crying. And then I hear the door open and it's his dad walking through the door. I just hear him come in and I'm just like sobbing. And he opens the door and he sees me on the floor of the bathroom and he like shakes his head and he closes the door and he picks up the baby and he's like, with this big dad deep voice, hey, hey. And the baby calms down in like a fucking minute and goes to sleep. And then his dad just like goes and like turns on the game or whatever. He settles in. And I just remember being like anxiety on 1,000 because I'm just like, yep, I'm a shitty mom, And I just like, I regret not getting help for that time in my life because I'm not saying I had like a hoe phase or anything like that, but I feel like I tried to avoid what I was feeling because I was guilty, because everyone tells women this is the best gift that God can give you. And this is everything, and everything is about the baby now. And how dare you put yourself before the baby? But it's just like, I didn't understand then that if you're not a healthy person, how the fuck can you be a healthy parent? And my question to you guys, because that was the next, how does that change how you parent, knowing that you have this shit going on? How does it change If it does at all, does it, are you more cautious? Like, especially like you said, like she goes from 0 to 100, you go from 0 to 100. Are you niggas, is there a chance I might walk into your apartment and both of y'all niggas is on 100? Like, how does that?
For me, so knowing that I have these mental diseases, I've learned to kind of like regulate them in a way, kind of just keep them balanced. I am actively looking for help for myself, for my daughter, but it's easier for me to catch her than myself. So I if I see her, about ready to like spaz out, I mentally prepare myself. I'm telling myself, all right, Chris, level out, because this little girl about to spaz out. You can't spaz out on her. You know what I mean? Because she's 5, she doesn't know what's going on right now. Where me, I'm her
Does that
mother.
allow you to give in a lot more just to prevent the spazzing?
It really does. It
Yeah.
really does. So people say that's not healthy. I was like, well, right
So
now,
she's like
I don't
screaming,
know what
like,
to do.
if she's screaming like, I want the ice cream now, and you're feeling like, do you just give her the fucking ice cream?
No, I actually try to direct her elsewhere, and I would try to give her one of her favorite healthy snacks instead, which thank God for strawberries.
Yeah.
Because she's obsessed with strawberries.
Got it.
So, or more than likely, depending what the ice cream is, which there's some like is natural juices or natural fruit, so there's no added sugar, and it just so had to be strawberry. So I'm like, yes. So usually I don't say no when she asks for a popsicle, because it's actually a healthy snack with no sugar in it. You know what I mean? And it's a fruit. So, but sometimes it's hard for me to take her to Walmart. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I gotta go to the car section because I gotta go something for my car, and lo and behold, right next to it is the toy aisle. And the moment she spots something, she flips out. She wants it. I'm like, Ollie, we're not doing this right now. We're not getting this right now. No, not today. And she is off. And it literally takes her between 20 to 30 minutes to actually regulate herself. You know what I mean?
And when she's doing that, when she's like trying to regulate herself, which I'm guessing is just like screaming, crying, being a brat, and how are you feeling? And you're okay, let's talk about this Walmart thing. Like, let's just set the scenario. You're in Walmart, you're trying to handle fucking business, you're not even thinking about a toy, you probably already don't want to have your kid while you're handling this because she's slowing you the fuck down, and then she distracts you, because that's the thing, like the kids distract you when you're trying to focus, but you still can be like, never speak to me, but now they're distracting you, and no, hey, we're not having that, and
right.
She starts flipping out. How are you feeling? Are you like, because like, mind you, you're in public, she's freaking out, what's going on in your head? Like, you're trying to count to 10, you're trying to do all the shit that all the people at the school say to do, like, how what's going on in your head? And because mind you, you're dealing with mental health shit too. How is that, what's happening?
I will say I'm very explosive silently in my mind. Like, you could tell by my facial expressions that I'm going through things. Like, if she's like spazzing out in the cart, screaming, like, that one look parents used to give you, like the wide eye, like that's the look on my face.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm preventing myself from verbally saying anything because I'm losing my shit inside my head. But I'm like, I'm in public. Please don't spaz out, Chris. It's okay.
Because kids don't give a fuck. Like, kids, they don't. Yeah, kids don't. You get that later. You get like that empathy for others later. Kids, like, and you don't really get that until like fucking high school. Like, kids don't understand. Like, she right there is not thinking of like, let me be good for mommy. She's just like, I want the fucking Barbie dream house. I don't care.
Well, again, like I said, I see signs of myself and my daughter. And like I said, I have had a doctor see her, and there has been some confirmation. So to be honest, I don't think it's not that she doesn't want to.
Yeah.
It's that she doesn't
can't
know.
Yeah.
Like, she can't regulate it in her mind, because her mind is focused on one thing, and in a split second it goes to something else. So she wants to be good, but then it's like in an instant when she doesn't get her way, instead of like, okay, I can't do this right now, maybe later. No, she wants to do it right now. So her mind spazzes out.
And that's just
And
the
she's
thing that I want to make clear to like other parents or people that aren't parents. If you're ever out in public and you're a Black or brown person and you see another kid having a meltdown or whatever the fuck, don't be that person to be like, beat they ass, huh? Because you don't
right,
know, like, whole time, this could be a special needs kid. This can be a
right.
parent. Like, I just hate how we do that as Black and brown people, like, beat them. Like,
And
you
like they do the
know?
side eye, they do the side eye, like, oh my God, like control your
Yeah.
child. Is like, listen, you don't know what my child is
Yeah.
going through. Like, chill out. And then be cautious of the parent who may have the same issue because
Right.
they spaz out. It's not good.
Because that's one thing
So
that our parents, like, there's another layer to like us being parents with mental issues, taking care of kids that may have their own issues. Like, we could have been in that very situation in the 90s. Like, where the fuck do you think we got some of these issues from them?
right.
And it's very funny how I feel like, and I really don't want to single my parents out, and I don't want to speak for other people too, but like from my experience, it's so funny. Like, our parents, when they turn into grandparents, they're suddenly just like, you're not raising that kid right, beat they ass. And I'm just like, oh, make them feel like shit like you made me feel all the time. That's fucking helpful. So they can
You know
have
what is
kids and beat the
crazy?
shit
It
out of
went
them.
backwards. For me, it went backwards. Okay. My mom was, kind of like the disciplinarian and stuff like that. And when my daughter was born, it was like this whole angelic person came out of nowhere. I'm like,
Yeah. Like,
my
my mom,
ass.
she won't beat my kid, right? She won't beat my kid, but
Oh, she beat my ass.
she will in a way like hint towards me being a failure as a parent, that I'm not beating my kid. But I'm just like, but you will watch him literally do crazy shit and you'll be like, he's a Pisces. Where the fuck was that energy at when I left a cup in my room in 1996 and you choked me? Like, like, where the fuck was that energy? Like, because let's really think about it. Like, 90% of the time when I got whooped as a kid, it was with a belt. I have never laid a belt to my kid. I've fucked around with a wooden spoon. I still don't even have I still can't even whoop my kid with a slipper. Like, if you're like Hispanic or Black, like, you've been hit with a slipper, like with a fucking shoe and a flip flop or whatever the fuck they could find. Like, one thing that my parents used to do, my mom, she used to make you stick your hand out. Mind you, this is where my fucking anxiety came from. She'd make you put your hand out and she would have the belt and she'd be like, put your hand out. Why did you do that? And you'd be like, and you don't know when she's about to swipe your hand and she gets you and you're like, fuck. And then she'd be like, nope, put it back out there. And you're like, the whole time you're like, in, out. Mind you, you're playing this like scary ass Squid Game with your parent, like, winner. And then the nerve of you 20 years later to be like, you need to get off your phone. If you wasn't out in the club, if you would read more books with your child, What do you have a look, Colorado? You have like a look where you're just like,
He's probably like, I'm glad I wasn't raised in a Hispanic household.
My kids have the most, how would I say? She's on the far end of the autism spectrum. So I know for a fact when I leave the house with her, I'm like prepared for her to tweak at any given moment. Hell no, I can't even talk about some shit because of people listening to this podcast for real. I'm gonna pass on this section.
Dang, I was hoping you would talk more because I have very crunchy chips in my mouth.
I mean, like, so in order for me personally, because I have my own set of triggers, personally for me, I just do, for the most part, a decent job of keeping people around me who know my triggers and know how my child is. So they help me, for the most part, keep myself in check. And as long as I can keep myself in check, like, I have no problem dealing with my child. Like, I know she has autism, so when we go out in public and she tweaks, like, if there's nothing I can do about it, there's nothing I can do about it. No, she's not doing nothing illegal. So
Do you think your parents are helpful, like when it comes to like say when it comes to
go ahead and talk about it.
oh no like, and I don't no we can I can shift gears.
Nah, for the most part, like you said, like finding out my daughter has autism, it made me realize within myself, like I have a lot of the same issues.
Talk about that. Because I don't know that about you. I know you said that. I know from conversations that I've had with you, because I know just from being Black people, autism, that's something that seems like it showed up 5 years ago with us, where we started recognizing that Black kids can have autism, like not just like that motherfucker bad. Like, how did you find out that your daughter had autism, or that just like something was off, or how did you find that out?
Okay, so the crazy thing is, so my daughter was born in 2015. I got out the military in 2016, and I came back to my parents' house here with my daughter in 2016, and my baby mother, the wife at the time, was still in North Carolina. We were both in the military. I got out the military. She stayed. She was in North Carolina. So for the most part, I was really just with my parents' help. I was raising that kid by myself for the first 3 years, and she was undiagnosed, just living at my house, and I was just raising her. And I just naturally got comfortable with the shit she was doing.
Oh, so you didn't know?
No, I didn't know she had autism we didn't know she had autism the first.
So what was something
so
she's about like 1 now. What's something that you're saying that you got comfortable with? Like, was she like not talking, or
she didn't talk. She didn't
not even
start
like mom,
talking
dad?
until no, she didn't start talking until like she was like 3 years old. So like we communicated with each other for 3 years, just with the bare minimum conversations, and I was
she
okay
like
with it. It was like
understanding,
completely
like,
normal to me.
was she like understanding, like, for instance, like she's a 2-year-old and she just like throws a toy on the ground and you're like, pick that up.
She can
Does she
understand you.
understand?
Yeah.
But so like, were you watching like other people's kids? Like, did you?
Right. So there was signs. It was like, so why is your kid like, in the military, your kid pretty much every 6 months goes to the doctor until they're like 2 or 3 years old. So like they were honestly keeping track for a while, but they didn't really confirm anything until like year number 3, for real.
Do you remember when you came to visit me?
Yes.
Like, and that was the first time I met her. And I remember like within like 15 minutes of being around her, I was just like, hey, I'm not trying to be funny or anything. I work with kids. I was like, something's going on.
Right. She was like in the process of getting diagnosed.
Yeah, I think
like,
you told me that. You were like, yes,
yeah,
my baby mother is trying to get her tested. You're like, because I remember like, because she was bigger than my kid. And I remember my kid like, come on. And she was just like kind of like standing there looking at him like, hey, like she was being friendly and everything. And I at first I was like, maybe she's like bashful. And then I remember you left out of the house and like all hell broke loose. Yeah. And I was like, hey, what do you need? What do you need? And I was just like, when you came back in the house, I was like, don't you motherfucking ever do that shit again.
Right. So for the first 3 years, I was pretty much keeping her from tweaking and like those really hard triggerings from happening, because I was just accustomed to like being around my daughter for 3 years. And after my baby mother got done cheating on me and found her own significant other, she finally wanted to reintroduce herself into the situation and like started coming around more often. Was like, whoa, like,
do you have hard feelings about that?
Yes.
Yeah, because it just sounds, no, because it just sounds like you saying that just sounds like How dare you?
I
It just
have
sounds like.
I have a problem with not being able to, how can I say, like, I will, the shit my baby mother, wife at the time, did, will, unless she just openly decides to like talk about it, I will never truly know how bad shit was. But
On her side.
right.
So it's like, it's
So
hard for you at this moment. It's hard for you to be empathetic if there's not a lot of communication. There's no excuse. It's like, what is your excuse? It's kind of like, when you text someone and they're like, they disappear and they just show up like, hey, and you're just like, oh, sometimes someone will be like, I was asleep, but sometimes they'll just be like, hey, how's it going? And you're just like, um, okay, tight. Moving
you know how
forward.
we're friends. We're friends,
Yeah.
right? Like, imagine how you feel about Donovan, but she's my baby mother.
I think and we can talk about our thing too. There was a point in time, I know one thing that I do to help me place where I'm going to place you in my life is holding people accountable and see what they do when I do hold them accountable. Like, for instance, there was a point in time where we didn't talk for a long time, and you hit me up and was like, call me. And I remember telling you, I was just like, hey, I have no hard fucking feelings and I don't want to talk about the past. But remember that conversation? I was like, you are not being a good friend for these reasons, A, B, C, and D. So
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, like, it was a point in time where I was just really trying to be straightforward. Like, I need to hold you accountable, let you know that when you did this, you hurt my feelings. It's going to take some time for us to, skip and, hopscotch down the road. But and I feel like because we did that, our friendship, like, because we had that tough conversation, our friendship is a lot more strong right now. And I feel like now both of us understand that, like, we can't just, that shit is unexcusable, like,
Right.
and I think, like, from hearing that, there's a level of disrespect that happened then. And you were going through all of this shit for the sake of your daughter, putting your own, because that's at the same time where you're shoving your own mental health shit down and you're trying to help her with this. And, like, of course, now when shit is like starting to level out, you just swoop in and you're just like,
I mean, not only did she mentally fuck me, she financially fucked me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
yeah.
deeper than like.
Oh, financial depression is a thing. It is
You
a
know what I'm
thing.
saying? So not only in the same area where she financially fucked me, I literally watched her financially prosper in a area where she could have helped me financially prosper via the VA disability. Like, watch me struggle and work minimum wage jobs, work at warehouses for literally what, 6-7 years, to the point where like a random nigga I went to high school with was like, nigga, why don't you get disability?
So I guess my next question too is just like, how did you get to the point where you are now, where you're just not placing blame on?
Okay, so a lot of my depression came from me feeling like, okay, I spent like 26 years on earth and have nothing to show for it. Like, I failed in literally every aspect. Tried to go to college, failed. Tried to join the military, failed. And now I left my parents' house, but now I just found my way back to my parents' house. I didn't even know I was going to stay at my parents' house, nigga. It was an idea somebody gave to me in a plot they had on their own, which they successfully hatched, and I ended up at my fucking parents' house with my fucking kid. Like, in my mind, I have a kid, not even one yet. What am I gonna do? Safest place for me to go with my kid is my parents' house. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
At that time, my best friends are Donovan and Brandon. Not going to neither of their houses. Going back to my parents' house. You know what I'm saying? And then so like, as a Black man, what do you do at that point?
I guess you just decided to, like, and that's the thing, like, it's funny because as a Black man, like, I feel like a lot of people don't understand, like, Black men deal with a lot, and Black men don't have a lot of support because they're men when it comes to like mental health. Like, yes, Black women get shitted on a lot, and brown women, we get shitted on a lot, but there is a thing where Black men have this pressure to show up financially in certain ways, show up with your career in certain ways, show up, you know, if you're dealing with something, oh nigga, that's gay, you're not talking about that shit, like, you know. And
Right. So when I'm
it's like you
oh,
can't blame anyone.
so I mean, like, I've been at my parents' house, but like as you get older and you live at your parents' house, like if people on the outside be like, nigga, there's really no excuse. But on the back end, here I am taking out loans, trying to go to trade school, for example, but I can't go to trade school because I'm so far in debt with my baby mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I couldn't file taxes. This is my first year filing taxes after being divorced with my baby mother, because my baby mother did something in 2017 on our taxes that got the debt she helped me collect off of her taxes so she could get her money back. And for like the last 5 or 6 years, the IRS has been asking me for the paperwork she filed in 2017. And after about like 3 or 4 years, I gave up on asking her for the paperwork because she just would not give it to me at all. Situations like that, like, what am I supposed to fucking do as a Black man? I can't go to trade school. Okay, now I'm back working at a warehouse
I
at my parents' house, living at my parents' house. So what got me out of the depression was once I got back in contact with Jermaine, and he was like, nigga, just file this disability, you get this 100% like everybody else, and like your baby mother is currently getting and has been getting for the last 4 years, nigga, you'll be straight. And after, from since February of this year, I've been getting military disability. It's only 20%, but as long as you get 1%, you know that you can get up to 100%. That's been motivating me to like, just nigga, just keep doing what you're doing.
I think the thing that is really fucking shocking, because we're all parents and we're all not currently with the parent of our child. I think one of the things that no one talks about when it comes to like mental health and like raising your kid, when you're the parent that deals with mental health issues and you have a kid that has certain things going on, it is a very hard pill to swallow that this person that you tried to build a life with is not a support system like you planned on them being, whether it's financially or whether it's just like emotionally, or even just like, a lot of people think that being a parent is just taking care of the kid, but a lot of people, we have to start getting on the same page with being mentally healthy. Like, for instance, my parents have a huge problem with me not dragging my child's father into court every time he's late, or filing for contempt, like late on child support or certain things. But I realized that like the effects to him possibly being in jail for $500, or, you know, something small, the effects that that can have on his mental health would be horrible, and he would not be a good dad, you know. And so I try to be nice, like, you know, in a way that it's just like, in the long run, if he's a good dad, when my son is over there, he can just focus on being a good dad and not have to worry about this whole other layer of other shit. But the upsetting thing is, I don't feel like that gets reciprocated at all. I feel like when it comes to me being a mom, I don't get that same support where it's like, oh, you know, let me help out Ashley when it comes to this. Let me help out this. It's like being the one parent. And then in a lot of ways too, when you're dealing with custody situations, you can't tell that parent what's going on mentally, because God knows you might end up with CPS at your house, or someone saying that you're unfit. You mentally can't take care of this kid, you know, because it's always funny, like, that parent sometimes tends to be the parent that points the finger at you. Like, I'm just going to be honest. There's a point in time where I have no problem telling people I did drugs before I had my kid. It's so, and a lot of the times, like, let's be clear about this shit. Okay. Let's just do some math, because I'm a math person. I'm doing drugs a lot. I end up pregnant. Think I'm doing drugs by myself. But I think it's so funny. And mind you, I get pregnant, not smoking, not dropping acid, not doing anything. You think that person that wasn't carrying was not doing drugs? Do you think that they continue to do their own thing? Because mind you, I'm the one whose body is affected. And I think it's just so funny that, later down the line, that's something that pops up in court. I should have custody because this person is the drug person. Like, it's just like, and that adds a whole other level. Like, soon as you fall out with your child's parents, the other parent, now there's a new competition. Who is the most parenty of the parents? Because that other motherfucker is watching you now. You can't have a bad day. You can't lose your shit. You can't have a panic attack because they're going to be like, you're unfit to take care of my kid. Mind you, this whole person is literally being shit and not supportive. And I feel like just as Black and brown people, it doesn't matter how much we don't fuck with that person. We should at least, like, if you can't do any help for the other parent, at least do no harm. Period. Because no matter how much, I just feel like as people, no matter how much we hate the other person, still have enough fucking humanity and decency to like understand that this person may be dealing with some shit, And I just feel like a lot of people don't have that. And it's unfortunate. It is, because a lot of the shit that we have, just as Black and brown people, like, send that nigga home with his mama, like, fuck it, I got his baby, like, type shit, put him on child support, like, just like crazy shit like that, or fuck that bitch, she was a gold digger. Like, if I had $1 for as many times as like me just literally going to court to get $500 fucking dollars, I'm being called a gold digger. Like, literally, look at all this gold, guys. Look at this. I'm I'm like Scrooge McDuck in this bitch, jumping in my pool of coins. Like, it's just, I just want, I'm very thankful that MJ, I don't see anything right now with MJ having issues. I'm not gonna lie. He was a little crazy when he was a toddler. He was aggressive, very aggressive, and no one took it seriously. They're like, oh, he's just a baby. I don't know what I would do if I don't know, like, I if someone were to come up to me right now and be like, hey, MJ's on the spectrum, this is what's going on, I don't know what I would do. I don't.
I implore you to breathe.
You said to breathe.
Breathe for one, and do not do what our parents did to us.
Beat they ass.
Yeah, because and some children, they say beat their ass. No, that sometimes doesn't work for kids. And I will use my brother for an example. My brother was diagnosed with bipolarism class 4. That's supposed to be the highest level bipolarism. And my mom, well, more my stepdad actually, because he was the only male. My dad would beat his ass and no results came from my brother. It's like getting his ass beat didn't affect him at all. You know what I mean? He was still do an action, get his ass beat, and then repeat the same action the very next day.
And your parents just continued to beat him.
Right. They will beat his ass and stuff like that. A lot of people are scared of medication, and you have every right to be, because a medication could be good for this, but it could also be bad for this. You know what I'm saying? So that's what a lot of people are scared of. But, for example, myself, like I said, I have several mental diseases that I deal with today. And if my mother was here, she will tell you right now, the biggest regret that she has is not seeking the help that I needed as a child, because my illnesses started as a child and it progressed now into an adult. As now I'm an adult, I am considered a functioning adult, but I still have impulsive behavior where I do shit without thinking, and then I'm like,
so let's talk a little bit about let's let me get in the therapist seat. Let's talk a little bit about trauma and family, like just trauma and family. Like, of course, no judgment to how we got the way that we are, but like, how does your family handle trauma? Like, let's just say something crazy happens. What is your family that is gonna family meeting, sit everyone down and talk? Or are they going to, what is it like? Are they just going to room? Hey, this is going on. We're going to a funeral, guys. Like, how does your family deal with that?
I mean, as far as something traumatic like that, like a death of the family, yes, of course, everyone is notified. However, it's not prolonged. You know what I mean? It's like we try to prepare ourselves for the event, and the event happens, and then we are implored in my family to let go and keep going. You know what I mean? Which is, and a lot of us are told, no, you can cry if you want to, but eventually you got to get the fuck up and keep going. And I'm kind of the polar opposite of that. If you need to cry as long as you need to cry, you know what I'm saying? But I'm also a believer, like, don't stay there too long. You know what I'm saying?
And you got that from your family?
It's like, yeah, I definitely got that from my family. And that's why, like, I can't really recall myself crying so much because it wasn't, it wasn't like advised, or, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word I'm looking for. It wasn't really suggested as a family. You know what I mean? If you cried, you consider a little bitch for crying so damn much. You know what I mean? The only time you're allowed to cry was at the funeral. That's it. Other than that, no more crying after that. You're done. We're done. Persons in the ground, keep going.
And I think the thing too is like, maybe that was like a big example too, like a funeral or something happening. When you're a kid, certain things can be traumatic. Like I remember hearing, like, I forgot what stand-up comedian it was, and he was just like, I saw a kid, he lost a balloon, and the mom was like, stop fucking crying over that balloon. Like she was just being an asshole to that kid about the balloon. And the comedian was just like, yo, to a kid, a balloon is everything. Like imagine if your wallet just started levitating away from you. That is what your kid feels like. And I know for a fact, like, I'm not gonna lie, my family, like, we had a lot of family meetings where we talked about shit, but mind you, there was still that these are the parents, no matter what our opinions are, we're overruled. So it got to a point where they're sitting down and talking to us, and we're just like, I'm just gonna shut the fuck up anyway. I'm not gonna waste my time. I need to go back in my room and listen to LimeWire. But
let me continue doing this illegal downloading.
Yeah, I gotta check my computer out. Unless we're gonna have other conversations.
Let me burn this CD while we're at it.
Yeah, but like I do remember a lot of times my family kind of had the thing where it was like, who is the most tired? Like, I'm just like, I could have the worst fucking day at school and they'd be like, what, you mad? You don't got nothing to be mad about. I had to pay fucking bills. I had to cook dinner. I had to do all this shit that a parent is supposed to do,
Look
and
what
suddenly,
you did to me.
Yeah, and whatever, like, because a lot of how I was raised, and I feel like when I talk to my friends, and a lot of them relate, like growing up in Black and brown households, it's like, you're a kid, you don't get to feel sad because you don't pay bills. You don't get to be mad. The only time you get a right to be mad or you get any respect around here is when you get a fucking job. And that's how we make our fucking kids. Like, that's how I grew up feeling. And so, like, no fucking wonder when you go through something traumatic that our first go-to is, I need some money and all this shit is gonna be over. All I need is money.
Money makes everything better.
I remember when I was a kid, I used to want to be rich as a kid. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I just knew I wanted to be rich. I knew I wanted to do something to get me rich. Just think about that. What leads a kid to thinking, I want this, I want this? It's the absence of that. Because I thought when I saw like rich kids, like Richie Rich on TV and shit, that movie, when I saw kids that had money, they got to do whatever they wanted. They got to have fun. They got to have power. They got to, my household, I was being told that as a kid, you don't fucking matter and you won't until money. People won't listen to you until you got money. People won't like you until you got this. Hi, cat.
Yep. Also,
I-
the famous saying is do what I say, not what I do with parents. Like, what? Like, that's not okay. That's not okay.
I've never seen my dad cry a day in my life. And I think I've only seen my mother cry like twice. When her brother died and when her father died, and right after Christmas last year. Funeral was right after Christmas type shit. And then with that, the only emotion I really seen in my house growing up was anger, and that was from my dad. For real, you know what I'm saying? So like, I remember before I had my kid, a lot of people would always be like, nigga, why don't you ever act like you care? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why don't you give a fuck?
Yeah.
And it's because that the only emotion I was wired to see was anger. Like, not joy, happiness, none of that. Like, the only thing I seen was my dad be angry and my sister fucking cry.
Well, because even like, yeah, like, because, you know, like, even think about it, like coming outside of the house, going to a school. If you went to a black or brown school, like a school with a lot of like, you know, if you get teased, last thing you motherfucking do is cry. Let another motherfucker see you cry.
You better joke on that nigga too.
Yes.
Joke on that nigga.
You gotta know. And sometimes them niggas would really say kids are evil. Kids will be like, that's why your fucking mom has one leg. And you just gotta be like, that's why you got them dirty ass shoes on. You know, like, and no one
Either that, knock them the fuck out.
Yes, or you gotta fight. You gotta fight. Like, because no bullshit, like being a black person, anytime that I've thrown the first punch is because I'm not gonna be too many bitches. It's because you said something that was so hurtful. Now I gotta swing on you. You know, it's just like, all right, motherfucker, that hurt my feelings. But instead of crying and being like imagine if someone is like, yeah, and I fucked your boyfriend, or and I fucked your girl. And imagine if you would have stopped and been like, hey, why would you say something like that?
It really hurt my feelings.
Hey, what's going on? You good? Imagine I could stop someone in their tracks. Could you imagine someone going off and being like, hey, are you good? Hey,
are you okay? Are you going through something?
Hey.
Is it something you need to talk to somebody?
Right. And like, no, like there's been times where I've been a bad friend, like no bullshit. Someone could be going through shit. There have been times where I would call one of my friends and be like, man, did you see this nigga post? Oh, and did you know this, and this, and not offer any help to that person. I'm not saying I do that shit now, but there have been times where I've been like, with your broke ass, you know, and not really, I've changed over the years, but there have been times where I'm like, ugh, I don't want to hang out with that bitch. All she do is talk about her problems. Whole time, I'm probably the only person she could talk to. Like, damn, we gotta, and maybe that's some shit that we've learned from our family. Like, maybe that's some shit, like, I'm not gonna hold you, like, my dad now, I think growing up, my dad was pretty emotionally literate. He was a good dad. Like, my dad is still a good dad. He is the dad that you could walk into his room and be like, Dad, this is going on. He'd turn around and talk to you. You could have a Cosby Show moment. You could, but it depends on how much my stepmom is stressing him out, whether you wanted to talk to him or not. So, you know, those moments where one thing about me, I was self-aware. I knew when to get the fuck up out of the house. Well, when to get, you know, to stay out of the way. But with that being said, when we're talking about trauma and family, let's talk about, because a lot of this mental health shit goes back down to our childhood. That is, it all goes down to our childhood. And it's just like where we are now. Who is your support system? Who was your support system? What is your support system now? Whether it's family, friends, therapists, psychiatrists, teachers, work. What's your support system?
Drugs and alcohol. I think we had this conversation earlier. Yeah. Other than me actively seeking help through the VA currently, yeah, in order for me not to pass the fuck out, nigga, I'm going to smoke and I'm going to drink. I gotta drop the acid tab in the process. I'm gonna do that shit too. But like right now, currently, with raising a child, my current issue that I have to deal with, that's the hardest for me to deal with, is just me being mentally drained. So after like 2 hours or maybe like 3 hours socializing with people or even working, like I get mentally drained. Or I don't want to be around people. I don't want to do anything. And it's just like, yo, fuck you, fuck life. Like, fuck along. Like,
Well,
I would literally like sit in my room, lay in my bed and stare up at the wall and be perfectly fine until I charge back up. But I just get mentally drained. There's nothing, no physical activity you can do. Like, I don't know what the fuck. That's one thing I don't know how to deal with, is being mentally drained.
one thing that has really helped me out through really crazy times was music, man. Was fucking music. Like, I'm one of those people that like, I really like music. And I think the other day when we were in the car for like 10 hours, like that, I think you were the first person, Colorado, that like have seen me vibe out to music. You know, just really like
You were like, I'm not playing this.
yeah.
I was like, oh, too deep.
Yeah, and just like word from word, certain songs come on, and I'm just like like you could tell like she is. If anyone could be in there, like, you know, you could tell like music is a thing for me. I think that was something like in a way when I didn't have like money or before I was seeing a therapist, that music was definitely a big outlet for me. Going for a drive and just listening to music. It's something different about being in your car and hearing like, you know, and even if it's just playing like an old CD or an old song or finding new music. And, you know, I play the guitar. So even like, you know, writing my own music. I don't know if you remember, like in high school, I had a band and I was just writing music that helped me out a lot. But my next question that I want to ask though, and I want to hear from both of you, is if you could have the perfect support system for you, what would that look like?
I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure no one really has an answer for that one.
Like, okay,
I'm kind of thinking
so like
okay, ask the question again.
So I guess we
There it is.
This is so
there's a rock and a
sad.
There's
hard
the blank.
place.
No,
It's a rock and a hard
look, when
place.
I was writing this episode, I literally wanted to push
No.
us.
Let me ask the question. How about that? How
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah. Because
Let me
well,
ask the
well,
question.
because and I want you guys
So
to keep in mind, like here, I want you to keep in mind, it's not, this podcast is forward thinking. It's not just about placing blame, how we got here, when we all have mental health. It's about literally verbally saying, manifesting, what do we want? Because we can sit here all day and focus on the shit that we don't want.
Right.
But what do we want? We know we need a support system. What does that look like?
right. So
Ask your question.
I don't know. Like everybody has their own level. Like you can't ask somebody on like a level of 1 to 10 how bad is what you got going on. Because I'm in your mind, you'd be like, bitch, 57. Fuck is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, so whether it's a day, whether it comes in like waves of like a week, whether it's quarterly, I don't like, what do you have to do to get through your depression, your anger, your anxiety, like personally?
So,
Besides like, all right. So, and what I mean by that is you're offered medication, you take medication for those who do, but you know that only does so much. You know what I'm
okay.
saying?
So part of yeah, like, because part of the reason, like, you know, like I said with the podcast, it's moving forward. And I wanted to have this conversation, not because we need to shed awareness on mental health, but because I wanted to tell my story. of where I am now. I can 100% say that I am happy now. I am happy. Am I 100% happy all the fucking time? No, because that's not life. But I'm a happy person now. I am happy. I feel good when I wake up in the morning. Like, and so how I got here, just my story. What happened? How did I go from drinking at 8 o'clock in the morning and taking a bunch of fucking pills to being where I am now? It happened with when I was in that mental place in that facility. I didn't take any medication because I was scared. I was just like, no. I saw an 18-year-old kid that they gave Ativan, I think, or it was some type of shit that they gave them, and it made them sleepy. And he took it, and we were playing cards.
Adderall?
No, it wasn't Adderall. It was like some type of sleep medication. I forgot what it was, but they gave it to him. And 18-year-old kid, and he's taller than me, bigger than me, and he stands up and falls down. It just hit him, and we were like, "Oh, whoa, are you good?" And he's like, "Yeah, I need to lay down." 30 minutes within taking it. And I was just like, I am not taking any of this shit that you guys are giving anyone. Fuck that. You'll never get me. So I didn't take the shit. And I remember coming out of the mental hospital and being like, oh, okay, shit is what it is. I'm just not ever going to drink anymore. And I'm definitely never going to answer the phone if my mom calls while I'm drunk, but I was still trying to figure out what I need to do. And then one morning I was going to work, and this is like a couple months later, and I think I got like a shitty text from someone. I don't remember. All of my panic attacks start with shitty text. And I was parked outside of my job in the parking lot across from my job, because I never want people to just like see me as they're walking into my job. I'm like watching my job from like 300 feet away. And I didn't want to go into work. And I was about to quit. I was about to write my boss an email and being like, I just want to go home. Like, I want to die. Like, I can't do it. I'm stupid. I can't do this job. It's going to be horrible. I can't do this for 10 hours today. Like, I was literally, how some people pump themselves up for work? I was literally doing the opposite of that. You're stupid. Your hair looks stupid. You're dumb. You lied on your resume. They're going to find out you did that 6 years ago. Like, it was just like a whole bunch of dumb shit. And I remember right then and there, just something was like, you're crazy. You need to get help. You need to get medication. You need to get on something. So I tried to schedule an appointment with a therapist, and I could talk to them online. And she was just like, just letting you know, we can talk about what's going on, but I can't prescribe you anything, like any type of medication through the phone. You're going to have to find a therapist in your network. I found a therapist in my network. However, he was not in my radius. The one psychiatrist was like 70 minutes away. And I was just like, fuck it. I'm going to schedule time to do it. Because at least I want to be able to look at myself, if I still feel like shit a month from now, to at least say, I've tried. I really tried everything. Like, I really tried. And so I scheduled the appointment, went to see the doctor. And of course, as I'm checking in, the doctor is like far as fuck from me. I went to work, got off of work early, went down there. I have all these forms, and it's like, do you deal with thoughts of suicide? How many times do you have panic attacks? Do you this? And I was like, literally just going to be like, nope. And then I was like, Ashley, you need to be fucking honest. Why are you here? And I'm like writing in these boxes, like I needed an extra paper. Like, excuse me, ma'am, can I have an extra sheet of paper? We don't got enough space to just talk about some of the thoughts that I'm having. And when I went back to see the doctor, and mind you, this place is like this old school place. Like, they still have like pictures up from the 90s. You ever go into like someone's business and it looks like it got stuck in time? Like, that's how this doctor's office looks. Like, they had like old school Winnie the Pooh books from when we were kids. It's like, oh shit, I remember this, And the doctor, he's going through my stuff, and I'm just being honest. And I was just like, I'm having panic attacks. Like, I'm having like, I'm breathing. And he was like, who has someone diagnosed? How long has this been going on? And I was like, well, I've been hospitalized because of this, and this. And then he's typing away. And he told me, he said, okay, I'm going to prescribe you Paxil. It's a lot of people that I work with, a lot of, my patients, they really like this medication from what you're telling me, like with your panic attacks, with you not being able to sleep, I'm going to prescribe you Paxil. We're going to start you on very small. We're going to start you on 10 milligrams. We're going to start you really low, and take it every night before bed. It's going to make you sleepy. and we're going to see you take it every day for 30 days. And in 30 days, I want you to come back and we're going to have a full physical. And I was like, what? Why the fuck do I need a physical? I just need the medication. And he was just like, you need to have a full physical because you not sleeping, you being tired all the time. I want to take your blood. I want to check your thyroid. He said, because having an underactive thyroid can make you tired. And I was just like, what? You know, like me not sleeping is making me crazy. It could be a thyroid. And he was like, I want to take blood, you know, and test your blood because you could be anemic. We can get you some iron. He was like, because it may be a physical thing that's impacting your mental health. And I was like, okay, cool. So that day, I'm not going to lie to y'all. Like when I was driving back home to go pick up my medications, my prescriptions, I was super excited. I was like, oh, I'm going to take my medication. And I took it. And no bullshit, it made me feel like I had to go to sleep there, like take it with food. But I still didn't sleep well because one of the side effects to the medication was heartburn. So I was having heartburn at like 3 o'clock in the morning and I had to get up and be at work in a couple of hours. So that was hell. So next day I'm still at work groggy. And mind you, this medication is making me groggy. So I'm kind of just like, I remember calling Colorado and it was just like, he's like, how do you feel? And I was like, I don't feel happy, but I don't feel sad. I don't know what I'm feeling right now, you know? And then within a couple of days, along with the medication, because I had the side effect that was heartburn, I said, okay, I'm going to eat a light dinner. So I adjusted my diet too with it. I said, okay, so just so I'm going to take this medication, just so I don't have the heartburn, I'm going to have a salad and I'm going to eat before like 7. So by the time I lay down, my stomach acid isn't going crazy. And so I started doing that. So along with the medication, I had a whole diet change because now I'm thinking I'm taking this medication. A lot of people say the side effect is that they gain weight on it. Now I'm actively thinking like, okay, I don't want to gain the weight with this medication. Now I'm going to work out every day. Now I'm going to eat right so I don't have the side effects to it. So no bullshit with the combination of the same shit everyone says, working out, eating a little better, eating earlier. No bullshit. I've been on this medication for a little longer than a month and I feel like myself and I feel happy. Like I do. I feel good. I'm sleeping well. Yes, I still have nights where I'm just like with a lot on my mind, but it's not like I'm staying up till 3 a.m. anymore. I'll have a lot on my mind and no bullshit. By 11, I'm just like, I'm out. And that's a good feeling to know that shit is still fucked up. And the shit like that I'm dealing with, the problems don't disappear, but I no longer have the sweats, the stress diarrhea, my stomach turning in knots, staying up just until 3 a.m, and just only sleeping because you're physically. So it's definitely, I definitely say like, yeah, the first week was a little weird with side effects and feeling groggy, but after my body adjusted to it, oh my gosh, it's like, it really just helped me out. It helped me out. Like, and when I do have those times where I feel like I don't have panic attacks as often as I was having, I think because my mind isn't racing anymore. I think the medication is helping me with those thoughts of just like my mind can't calm my mind down. I think the medication is definitely helping me not get stuck in a spiral of like bad shit because it is giving me serotonin. It is making me a little happier. It's chemically helping my brain out. I feel like I can be like, damn, shit is fucked up. And I'd be like, oh, and make a joke out of it. And I won't let myself spiral.
So what you saying is basically since you did spiral that one significant time and you got put on the path to like medication, since you're properly using it, you were saying like you're telling people out there like, hey, it is okay, like as long as you do what you're supposed to do with the medication.
Absolutely.
And or change things. Like if you're an alcoholic, like for example, like there's some medication you can't take with alcohol, you know what I'm saying? It was going to make you batshit high. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to give the medication a chance. You know what I'm saying? Don't just say fuck the medication because.
And that's part of the reason why I remember I said I was going to lie to my doctor about certain shit, but it is for them to help you. Like there's a reason. One of the questions he asked was, how many alcoholic beverages do you have a day? Because if I would have said 4, I'm a kind of a struggling alcoholic, he's probably not going to prescribe me something knowing
Right.
that I'm going to be likely to drink, you know? Or yeah, so it's like you got to be honest about certain shit because some of your lifestyle can be risky, and that help the doctor help you, you know. And I feel like a lot of people get in that situation. It's like, why the fuck do you want to lie to your doctor? A lot of people lie to doctors, you know that? Like, they try to seem like they're super healthy. They'll be like, do you exercise moderately, knowing that they just stand up at work and they're just like, no, I'm healthy. Like, you're lying. It's not going to be helpful. But I like what you're saying though. Like, yes, the medication was 1/4 of it. The other part of it, because the medication is helping me with the chemical part, the serotonin part, but eating better is helping me feel better in another way. Exercising is helping me feel better. Still meditating, breathing, talking to my friends, having a tough conversation, doing like, you know, still doing that self-care shit. Like, because when we talk about
Oh,
self-care, yeah.
no, like you were saying before, like, I don't even think it was on this podcast, but it was just like earlier, it was like, if you're depressed because you don't have money and you get depression medication, like, you not going to work ain't gonna help you not be like depressed anymore. Like, you gotta, like, you know what I'm saying?
You still have to set goals and you still have to push yourself a little bit. But that's the thing that I'm saying. There's my situation, and the Paxil that I take is the best thing for me because I am the type of person, my lifestyle, I don't need help with someone motivating me. That's part of the reason why I knew I was fucked up. Like, I make good money. I don't have a problem with eating well. I don't have a problem with working out. I'm the type of person that you came in my apartment the other day and you saw like I had it this week. I'm doing A, B, C, and D.
Right.
My personality is not that. I don't deal with severe depression. I could get out of bed. I didn't have a problem with getting out of bed. I had a problem with like my mind fucking racing, my, you know, just being a crazy person, you know, like just being out of my fucking mind. Someone that does have heavy depression, that can't get out of bed, that is crying all the time, that is just like really mean and surly and just hates people, just very fucking hateful and lethargic. That's something that, if that was what I was going through, the doctor probably would have prescribed me something else, you know, something to help
Right.
with that shit, because there's a lot of shit that you could have. But, you know, like you said, like, there's a reason why you go in to get prescribed medication. They check your weight, your height and weight, because that's something that's going to go, like, you know, he asked me, how many do you smoke? Do you use tobacco? And I was like, no, but I vape. And he was like, you might want to stop vaping because this could fuck with your blood pressure. There's a risk associated with that, you know? So that the exercising is a thing. Eating well is one thing. That's one thing. And there's even times where, like, now that I'm on the medication, by the time I take the medication, I start winding my brain down. I start cutting off lights. I started doing this new thing to just help promote sleep in the house, where, yeah, I still watch TV to lull myself to sleep when I get in the bed. But one thing I started doing that started helping, I put my phone notifications, you know, I changed the sleep settings so it'll stop giving me notifications unless it's like a crazy work thing. But I started cutting off lights since it's the summertime, and I just work off of natural light in the house. So for instance, like if it's 6 o'clock and the sun is starting to go down, I'll say, I need to do everything right now in natural light. When the sun goes down, if I can't see, that means I need to be sitting the fuck down. And my brain just naturally, because think about it, like humans, we were on this earth for millions of years without fucking electricity. You know, why did we invent electricity? So we can work when we're supposed to be asleep. You know, like, we need to sleep. Like, so what I started doing is being like, how can I exist a more authentic way that's closer to how a human is supposed to exist? And I start at 5 p.m. I start cutting shit off. I'll open a window, and then I'll just, like, my brain just naturally starts being like, oh, it's getting close to nighttime, and I won't be on my phone and shit like that. And it helps me sleep, you know? But like you said, I had to start building a routine along with the medication. The medication is not take the blue pill, nigga, and everything is great. It's not. It's still work. Being happy is work. It is. Like, it's so easy to be stuck. It's easy to be stuck. You don't have to do shit to be stuck.
Yeah, like I told you, I get mentally drained a lot. So imagine going to work after I go to work. I don't have the energy to do the shit that I like to do, like actually exercise and play basketball. I can exercise and play basketball. Not like I don't have the actual energy to do it. I just get mentally drained. Like, fuck it, nigga, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. I already know I got work tomorrow, so let me just go to sleep, which I don't do.
Sometimes like if I were to tell anyone like the first step, even if you're not super interested in medication, first step is work on sleep. Work on sleep, because sleep, you got to sleep. Your brain needs to you just need to give your body a break. You need to sleep. So if sleep is something that you're not doing, if you're like a high functioning person and you're only getting like 6 hours of sleep at night and you are depressed, that might be part of the reason. There are some people right now, like, why do you think the VA gives everyone that's been in the military is on a fucking CPAP machine? You know, people stop breathing. They go through trauma. They stop fucking breathing at night. And then they say that, like, if you're not sleeping well, that leads to suicide. It does. You not sleeping. I went 3 days without sleeping and literally almost killed myself. Like, the first thing I would say before you think about exercising, changing your diet, or before you even consider medication, try to just as much as we put energy into our morning routine, wake up, pee, make a cup of coffee, iron your clothes, whatever you do, make a sleep schedule, whether that's dealing in natural light, taking a bath, cutting shit off, putting your phone on do not disturb. Like, niggas know not to call me at 8 o'clock because you have reached. Like, niggas know. MJ knows too. Like, soon as like the sun start going down in this bitch, you hear him. He goes, oh, like, no, like, that's the getting sleep. The other thing I would say too, start talking about it, and not being sarcastic in a way like, oh my God, I'm going to kill myself. Start talking about it. There's people out there that are really going to respect that. And like, you'll never know. There's people that, like, I feel like we as Black and brown people spend so much time seeming cool that we're scared to show that we're weak or vulnerable at parts, that we don't talk about mental health shit. We feel like, oh, you ain't depressed, you just need a piece of pussy and a blunt. Oh, you ain't depressed, you know, like, that's how people talk. Like, oh, you ain't depressed, you're, you know, it's that job. Like, we give a lot of advice that's not fucking helpful. And then, like, we need to get past that thing. Like, I was listening to I listen to a lot of motivational YouTube, and one of my favorite motivational speakers is Steve Harvey. Weirdly, you ever listen to his motivational shit? He has really motivational shit, but he had something today that I did not agree with. He said, if you sleep more than 8 hours, if you sleep 8 hours a night, you're not going to be successful. And a lot of people have pushed back and say, oh, you're choosing wealth over health. But no, he was like, it's 24 hours in a day. The math is that's a third of your fucking life. That's a third of your life. You got to do the extra work. Oh, no. I don't agree with that. Because if your sleep is the most important thing, it is. Like, you have to know, like, to understand. I used to be the person, if I had to write a paper in college, like late, I wouldn't pull an all-nighter. If I started feeling tired, I would stop it. I would much so rather get sleep and wake up at like 4 a.m. and finish it when I'm fresh. You know, that's why a lot of people, if they don't go to the gym first thing in the morning, they ain't going. You know, it's something about just getting that good night's sleep and waking up early. I feel like I get more out of my day waking up every day between 5:30 and 6 than staying up later. But also, the other side of that too is, with our community, I know a lot of people that work third shift. You know, they work all night and got to sleep all day, and that's insane. and you got to do what you do, right? The other thing outside of sleep, though, routines. You gotta have a routine. People don't understand a routine is how life is unpredictable. You should be able to control the things that you can control. You have to have a routine because it's allowing unnecessary chaos in your life when you're not controlling the things that you can control. I try to have the same day every day. I try to, or at least have an idea, because if shit goes wrong, at least I know, oh, we went off track, but we're coming right back. That helps with kids too.
You just wake up and reset.
Yeah. And that helps with kids too. Kids respond better when they can predict what is going on. Like MJ already knows, he's at the point right now with his routine. He's like, oh, I gotta take a nap. You know it, baby. They respond better. Like you see some kids that just kind of, they're not on a fucking routine. Those kids kind of got a lot going on. 1 minute, like they're playing with Legos, and the next minute they're like, we got to go to Target. What the fuck? That's how we give our kids our anxiety. Routines, we got to respect the routine, and come up with our routines. And only you are the one that can do that. Whatever that means to you. This was a heavier episode, huh? What do you guys think?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us can say we feel better being able to air that out and not be like judged.
Yeah, no judgment ever. No judgment ever. On our next episode, our next episode, I think we're gonna revisit mental health, because there's definitely a part 2. But our next episode, when we talk about mental health, I'm writing this episode. We're going to talk about religion and Black and Brown communities. We didn't talk about it this time, but I definitely, yes, because there was a study, and let me read it out to you. There was it's from Front Psychiatry. It's an online medical journal. They published an article in 2014 that said the deficit in the knowledge and skills in treating depression in African Americans have not yet been adequately addressed so far. Inadequate and insufficient data on African Americans contributes to the problems of underdiagnosis, misdiagnosis, and the undertreatment of depression. And part of that comes from, instead of acknowledging a problem, we give it up to God.
Yeah, pray about it, baby.
Yeah. And that, I feel like that is where we got to put a pin in this, because I feel like once we start talking about religion, that is a whole show in itself. Because that also ties into, Trap, Pray, Love is predominantly started with tarot cards, and look. So I want to thank you guys for being on the show, for being honest, just for being open, and definitely asking me questions as well. And if you like this show, BabeCast, make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe. That's all for today. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.